Peace, peace, peace. Salon, salon, salon. The greetings of ancient Americanos. Now, we're talking about a time before ancient, a time in the ancient, before 19 and the 14s, before the 1900s and before the 1400s. The Americans, the true Americans, had their own spiritual system before the arrival of the time line of 1492. Before 1492, we was already doing our thing. And then some strangers came. And we didn't know these strangers. And these strangers acted and mocked. We would come later to find out they wasn't assimilating to be like the true American. They was mocking, putting on the costume of a true American and cosplaying what a true American was, is, and evermore to be. Through the pen, they have changed what I call the great scholarship, the great era in scholarship. When they created the ship, it wasn't the ship, a physical ship. The ship was a scholarship. And through this scholarship, they were able to sell us away from America into other identities belonging to other places that we have no association to or not born on. So you could call it Native Americans, but that's not the true name. The true name, we'll get to that. We got to understand the culture. The culture you're seeing is hybridizing the true American way and then hybridizing with the mutt, the pagan view. The non-spirituality mocking itself as materiality. So these changes have came to us from a foreign land, from a foreign people who come from a foreign bloodline. We can get all of that. We got all those answers, but we can't shove all the food down the baby's throat. We don't do that. So just giving you spoon sizes, fork bites for mental digestion. The ultimate goal is to liberate self through right mind. And in order to get to the right mind, you got to dish out this lame way of non-spirituality called religious. Religious has nothing to do with spirituality. It is a mock and an exegesis of true Americans, what they are and what they be. So we bring it forth the understanding, because this is where it all begins. We must understand we only saying ancient because that is a word that establishes an older timeline than the current one we own. In those times of ancient, that's when we were gods, known as the American gods. But we have not yet came to how did the word American come about? See, only a native can break you this. Only a native can tell you this. How did the word American come about? American is a hybrid word explaining the definition of what an American is. You see, they put AN at the end of America, so it feels like it says you say American. You see, that's not in totality. All that is right. So let's see, we're at the 6 minute. Let's give it at the perfect time, and then we're going to establish our point. We're going to establish our point. Religion has cost us spirituality, and since we don't have spirituality, now we need religion, the religion of economics. See, all this stuff is coded into the religion. If you notice, the religions today has no association with nature. So these organized religions are organized by men and women. Only the true American has knowledge of self. Knowledge of self is strictly spirituality. Spirituality is what we call materiality. So everything that belongs to us, we call spiritualities. And this was knowledge of self. Self-knowledge was our spirituality. And things belonging to that was our spiritualities. Our spirituality was our community. Within our community, spirituality was lived through the community. So we was in so these people was uninvited, and so they invaded because they was uninvited, and they overwhelmed their state. And now time has come where time is in. The shot clock buzzer so we must understand we at the end of the game clock where all true Americans are coming forth and birthing like spring out of winter. So we finna go on and jump on this right quick. Let's go ahead and get our understanding. Let's see. We're gonna use some basic. We're gonna use some basic research, some basic researching tools. Let's start with they are liars, will always be liars, and will never tell you the truth, and never wanted you to know the truth. And that's what's called evil. The only truth is those that are keeping the secret. Open knowledge is like air, it's available for all. But liars form societies to hide their lies in. So this has always been a warehouse for them of war. So a warehouse for them is a warhouse, which houses resources that keep them in power and control. So to take your power back is the understanding of how you lost your power through them using confusion to confuse our minds. So because you know all they operate off is a demon worship. So we just gonna do some an AI overview, and we're gonna type in what is spirituality in Google. AI overview. Spirituality is a practice that involves seeking meaning, purpose, and connection with the universe, others, or a higher power. We're talking about the higher self here, the higher power, what we would call God today. It can be expressed through spirituality, can be expressed through meditation, prayer, mindfulness, and more. So let's do what is spirituality and what is religion. Spirituality is a broad concept that can include elements of religion, while religion is an organized system of beliefs and practices. Now there's a difference now. Now I'm gonna back this up with true documentation on AI. Worked hard for this research. and we're going to have do religion also. See, all this is how they created magic. Magic is nothing but the same thing the scripture said when it said your father is a liar. A liar is a magician, one who practices deception, magic. So now we're going to go into the canon law to define religion, or with AI comparison. So back to AI. AI says spirituality is a concept that can include elements of religion, while religion is an organized system of beliefs and practices. Woo. That's if you were mine, that's mind terror right there. Let's see, let's go back to now when we got religion from the canon law, it reads Article 10, religion, canon 90. Religion is particularly administered, is a particular administered system. So it's controlled by men and women, religion is. While spirituality is not organized because it's not made by men and women. We're going to get more into spirituality. Religion is a particular administered system of faiths, faith, or worship of one or more gods, defined by one or more sacred objects, stories, scriptures, rituals, or observances. We're going to hit it right there. See, so that's how it becomes organized. Anything that is organized that is not the universe itself was made by men and women. This is called one of these, which would be religion, is unnatural law. So just as systems work at jobs, systems work in cars, systems work in computers, they have a system to control your mind. This mind control system, and we need to emphasize ultra. Let's emphasize ultra. What is ultra meaning? Ultra is very extreme. Extremely is what they got as definitions. Ultra. Beyond. So these people are at the highest level of of mind control. And religion takes its own as the system. Now, some fundamental differences between spirituality. Spirituality is a personal search for meaning and connection. An inward focused practice that emphasizes personal understanding. A flexible practice that embraces change and growth. That word evolution is not a real word. Spirituality also an inclusive practice that sees unity in all paths to truth. In all paths to truth. So dealing with religion, it doesn't see unity. It sees non-unity, and that only its organized way is the path to truth. How unjustifiable non-truth is that belief. That is not a justified belief. A spirituality, a practice that values direct experiences like meditation and contemplation. So now they like to call our spiritual system metaphysics when they recode it. They recode it as metaphysics or quantum physics, which is nothing but saying Native True Americans spirituality system. Now let's see the difference with religion. A religion is an organized system of beliefs, practices, rituals. A practice that focuses on a higher power or God. A practice that leans towards external, objective experiences like attending church or following rituals. A practice that can create an exclusive world view. Uh-oh, we had some high waters right here. Religion is responsible for creating the exclusivity clause by creating the exclusive worldview. Religion is a practice that is rooted in the teachings and lives of historical figures. In context, spirituality and religion are not the same thing, but they are not entirely distinct from one another. You can practice spirituality even if you're not religious. That's just AI right there. So let's do what is metaphysics? Because this is what the Greeks named our spirituality system after. Metaphysics. So spirituality was changed into religion. Spirituality was changed into metaphysics when spirituality was the only way for the true Native Americans. Spirituality refers to a personal connection to something beyond oneself, often seeking meaning and purpose in life. While religion is a structured system of beliefs and practices usually centered around a deity, and metaphysics is a philosophical study of the fundamental nature of reality, exploring questions about existence and underlying structure of the universe. See, copied ancient spirituality, often including concepts, that's often including spirituality beyond the physical world. See, so all these that people will call the highest form of metaphysics is theology. Theology is nothing but codified, structured religion. Religion is nothing but a watered down version of ancient wisdom that is referred to spiritual wisdom that is known as spirituality. So AI sums it up as essentially spirituality is personal quest, religion is an organized system, and metaphysics is a philosophical inquiry into the nature of reality itself. So there's no instructions, no divine instructions metaphysics don't contain. See, spirituality was our community. We didn't need religion to come. We already had religion. It was called spirituality. Spirituality concerned each self and its purpose in life, and that purpose in life all in unity, in community. The structure, spirituality is often less structured and can be practiced without a formal institution. We don't need a building. We don't need a brick and mortar. We don't need, the universe is already the greatest temple. But men and women who are of lesser, follow lesser goatias, jinns, and demons, they create algins or religions, elgins, elgion, the elgins, the algins, the algins. Structure. Spirituality is often less structured and can be practiced without a formal institution. Now, if you want to come in and have questions or drop your comments, or you want to join the link, put zero in so we know. Zero in that we know. All you have to do is be respectful. You don't have to turn on your camera, just be respectful. All right, and then now, whereas religion usually has established rituals, established doctrines, and leadership. Scope. Metaphysics aim to understand the fundamental nature of reality as a whole. So they just asking about our spirituality in metaphysics. Someone meditating regularly to find inner peace and connecting with nature to feel a sense of belonging in spirituality. Religion is practicing rituals and following teachings from a specific religious text like the Bible or the Quran. Our subject matter, when it comes to the Quran and Bible, these are religions, organized religious structures created by men and women, not by the creator. So in spirituality, yes, we still have that creator, that sense of creator. That's the nature, the divine nature. Now let's see, can we get more? What is ancient spirituality? Ancient spirituality was a system of beliefs and practices that connected people to the divine. There we have it. That's what our spiritual system is. I got the name for us, but we tracking this down. So step by step, so you can see. I already know, but I need you to know how I came to know. So we have to put these words in order to build a consciousness. So they took religion and metaphysics to create a theology that would mimic our ancient spirituality. See, our ancient spirituality connected us, connected people to the divine. Do you know how important it is to be connected to the divine? There's no supreme law higher than divine law. So when they reshaped our divine law, they turned it into supreme law, which became the law of the land, known as religion, the American Constitution. Therefore, creating a new constitution that was not based in spirituality, meaning connecting people to the divine and divine law. Instead, they would create religion, connecting people to laws of men made by the worst of men and criminals. Ancient spirituality is what shaped our culture of America. So Abraham is his real pronunciation, has nothing to do with the Bible nor the Quran. That is an ancient spirituality system of the true Americans from the descendants of Abraham. Our spirituality can include things we do in life, our storytellings, and our sacred spaces. And so they always act as if America never had any spirituality. Common themes in ancient spirituality: the nature of ultimate reality, call it God. That's what religions refer to it as. The nature of self, religion call it personhood. The goal of human existence, the religion call it born in sin. The ancient spirituality of the creation of the world, a human being's place in the world, life after death is a big concern in our ancient spirituality. How to escape from suffering, even bigger. So when we're talking about economics is a form of suffering. So we use spirituality to increase our liberation and freedom from struggle. And ancient spirituality is what influenced daily life, politics, art. So we know, let's just see what they got as the oldest form of spirituality. If they don't know. An umbrella term, we know Hinduism is not. Buddhism is not early spirituality. They giving them early dates that don't even stem back to that. Like 5th century BCE, Etruscans were still around. You know what I'm saying? So what are you speaking on? The Hindu and Buddhism is not an ancient thing. Sumerian is more ancient than Buddhism and Hinduism. And we know that can lead us back to what we call the Moors, which is short for the Amoricon. So there you have it. With ancient spirituality, connecting to the Moors, Mars, and more recon, a more recon. So a mare is a more rabah. And this could be seen in my name. M-A apostrophe capital R-A-B. Rabah. What you will call in another connection, I don't like that term, rabbi or Rabboni. Rabboni is a copy of our ancient American spirituality. Our ancient American spirituality predates 1492, Christopher Columbus and Christ, Columbus and Paul and Christ, and all of that come within the text of those books. We had the real deal, real name, real understanding of the meaning. So we know about the land of milk and honey. All that is a talking about us, but not of us. So what you call the understanding of the Torah, the Torah comes from the Morah. And so we have to understand what is an American. They say found here by the European. Americans and Europeans are one and the same word. America and Europe are brothers and sisters, like siblings are brothers and sisters, or father and parent, or parent and child. So we have to understand the dynamic of the parent, Ubaru, what you call now today Europe, Europe. So how we get to Canaan, that's your story of Abraham leaving Ubaru and coming to establish his own, which is the Al Dukhana. So where you get Canaan or Canaan, the land of Canaan, that's the land of the Kana, the Al Dukhana is where you get the Khan in American. Kana, the Al Dukhana, Maraba Al Dukhana, where you get American. Remember, they don't create nothing new. Their father was a liar, and they have been liars from the beginning. So they have never told any true American the truth about them, because they can't tell you the truth about you. So they ain't even tell you the truth about them. So we know they are untrustworthy because they didn't even give you the truth about them. And this is where we need to be. So we have to understand ancient America was spiritual. So meaning you wouldn't see all the materialized things of today's world because spiritual, let's go look up the definition. Meaning we just want to see what we got here. Spirituality, the quality of being. Now, see, spirituality deals with the quality of self, the quality of being itself, concerned with the human spirit or the human soul as opposed to material or physical things. So, America was based on the human spirit and the human soul, the self and the mind versus religion and the philosophy of metaphysics down to theology and theosophy. So we wasn't big. That's why when we did something materially, we did it big one time and did it big because our quality of life, our quality of spirit, our quality of being was spiritual. So we focus on the spiritual aspect of life, which was all the aspects of life. We didn't have no as opposed. Spiritual was material. We just found the essence of material at its root to be spiritual. So now we are materialized. So now we think materialism is ever to be our way. No, that is the way of the pagans, those who are opposite of our nature, those who are unnatural, need material physical things. So if we dealing with the nature of the soul, then our text, if we have any scripture or sacred object or sacred scripture, then it should be about spirituality. And spirituality is spiritual wisdom. While spirituality encompasses a broader concept, remember spirituality is a concept of connecting with a inner power, a higher power, or your inner self, your divine self. When that inner, that's the energy, the inner God. Spiritual wisdom refers to the deeper understanding and knowledge gained through that connection of spirituality. Through spirituality, you gain spiritual wisdom, which is a deeper understanding and knowledge of self gained through that connection, essentially representing a key aspect or goal of spirituality. So, the main goal or the greatest education of spirituality is spiritual wisdom. No other nation, because remember, nationality is plagiarized spirituality. So, nationality is not real, spiritualities are real. See, and each nation has their own spirituality from our standpoint. If it's skin, if it's language, if it's hair, all of these will carry out through the same culture, just like a lion being a lion, a tiger being a tiger. So our main goal is education. Our greatest goal is education. The education is self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is learning about the inner soul. The inner soul is how you contact the spiritual life. Through the spiritual life, now you can conduct yourself through spirituality by increasing now more and more into spiritual wisdom. So, spiritual wisdom can be seen as a core element of spirituality. See, we at a time now where they done messed up with this AI now. Now we know AI already false, but now when we know how to use keywords, we can get exactly what we need from all across the world. But the key is with AI, if you don't know the exact word, you can't get what you want, exactly what you need. Spiritual wisdom, the insight, the knowledge and understanding gained through spiritual practices, allowing one to see beyond the material world and perceive interconnectedness. See what we're saying? By contrast, spiritual wisdom is given by God. See, so we're talking on the highest plane of spiritual life, the highest plane of spirituality. Spiritual wisdom can be defined as the understanding and knowledge that comes from the deep connection to one's self knowledge, one's inner soul, one's psyche, self, ego. See, this is why I'm going to show you now how they use this, how they used our spiritual wisdom and made new words out of it that opposes its original meaning. Out of this was spiritual wisdom. See, they didn't know that this was spiritual wisdom. Spirituality. While closely related, spiritual wisdom is generally considered a deeper understanding or insight gained through spiritual practices, whereas spirituality refers to the broader practice of connecting with a higher power or a sense of meaning beyond the physical world. Essentially, spiritual wisdom is a result, is an effect of spiritual practice, not the same as spirituality itself. You can be spiritual without achieving wisdom in that sense. See what we're saying? So, spirituality is the path, spiritual wisdom is the fulfillment, self knowledge is the path, self wisdom is the fulfillment. Spirituality is the path engaging in practices like meditation, prayer, or connecting with nature to explore a deeper meaning in life. Spiritual wisdom is the destination, The profound understanding and insight gained through consistent spiritual practices, often seen as a state of deeper awareness. See, so we have that to look at. We can go on some links. Now, this is just common researchable knowledge. This ain't nothing deep right here. But I'm connecting the deep parts and putting them together for a simple understanding that AI can understand. The path of spirituality is the fulfillment of spiritual wisdom. This statement means that the journey of spirituality is essentially about actively seeking and attaining a deep understanding of your own self, connection to the universe, connection to the divine and higher truths, which is often referred to as spiritual wisdom. It's not just about following practices, but about integrating that wisdom into your life and perspective. Achieving spiritual wisdom is a lifelong process of learning, meditating, and growth through practices like meditation, contemplation, and mindfulness. Integration into life. This goal is to apply the insights gained from spiritual wisdom to your daily actions and interactions with the world around you. So this is what they stole from Native Americans and made into religions and organized systems of structures of beliefs, faith, and psychology. Okay. So what now let me, ain't nobody else on the planet is what I'm is, except for those who find me. We're talking the highest quality of spiritual life, living and breathing. And you'll see, I still got that put up there. So you'll see these people ain't, if they're not giving you divine instructions, you're not with nobody who's a true living teacher of, let's see, of the divine. See, most of us following not those, as we see, that's really on the path of spirituality and in the lifelong process of spiritual wisdom. Then we're not getting all that we should be getting. So you see it for yourself. Canon 14. A natural law cannot even be written, nor can be created. That's a natural law. It's created by the Creator. Natural law, a tree, is not written or created. The natural law that made the tree cannot be written or created. Only discovered. Only discovered. So now you hear why they say they discovered America. See, because they can't write this stuff down. So all you can say is discovered. And so we know that's a lie because spiritually we was already here. So now that cuts the discovery of America out, that they didn't discover nothing. They was just new to the discovery. So now divine law says a divine law cannot be written or created, only instructed by the divine creator. So if you don't have instructions giving you your authority from the divine creator, you don't have any. So let my people free. This is why you must know who and what I am. So you will know who and what you are. You are the follower of Jesus, the Messiah. Anyone who is a follower of Jesus, the Messiah, the teachings, the spirituality, and the spiritual wisdom, from hence day forth on the highest level of spirituality, receiving the divine instructions from the name of the divine instructions, instructed, let it be said, all Sufi honor, all Sufian, and all Sufi honor. Same word. So Jesus' real name was Isa'ah. Let me bring out my notepad so you can see this. Jesus' holy name Jesus' holy name is Isa'ah. This is why you hear me say I saw long. Asalom. Salom. Asalom. So the name of Islam is the name of Isa'ah. Isa'ah taught Salom, which I saw called the way. The way of Salon equals the true way of Asa, the Messiah, better known as Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is not the true name. So Christianity is not the true way. That shit all makes sense. That's not me making up anything. That's the heaven's truth. So we all understood that Jesus' holy name is Isaiah. This is why you hear me say I Salom. We talk about Isaiah. So the name Isaiah is the teachings of Absalom. The teachings of Absalom is mispronounced as Islam. But Islam, while we on Islam means self-knowledge and self-restraint, to honor God through your good works and virtuous life. Virtuous life. So Absalom is the teachings of Asa. So when Asa was teaching you that you was God, that was called Islam. One who is voted to self-knowledge and self-restraint. This is why he said, I was sent by the fallen. The fallen I was one, showing you his honor. So now let's show and prove that. There we go. The name of the way. All Sufi That was our way of the Native Americans, true American spirituality. So you see, the way of Absalom. None of this is made up. This is the Creator coming to save his children. When you honor the teachings of Asa. You are what Asa is. And that's a Musalon. All Sufyan Musalon. So as you see, not made up. Now let me show you the God part. 54. Instead, Asa, Asalom, Islam is first a devotion to self-knowledge and self-restraint, to honor God through your good works and virtuous life. So that's it. You have it firsthand within an hour. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to make the whole world aware. As-salam, as-salam, as-salam. All Sufian.